along with her recommendation. She was certain sitting in judgment of someone as out of control as Wright had terrified him, and she could understand why any reasonable, unarmed civilian might be concerned. Wright made several irrational outbursts during the hearing. He referred to the board as a kangaroo court with no real authority and swore he would find justice in the end. "I can't believe they fired him once before and let him come back. That man should never have been a police officer," Burke said in a nervous whisper. "I know we did the right thing, but aren't you concerned he might, retaliate?" he asked, staring at Wright's back as he left the boardroom surrounded by his legal team. "Superior Court made the police department reinstate him after he got fired on probation," Captain Sanchez said, sitting on the table between Burke and Josie. "Judge said we create a hostile work environment, stifled Marvin's inner gayness, and forced him to behave like a low-life scumbag." Josie knew Howard Burke was gay, and saw him move back a little and his lips tighten before he gave her a weak smile, nodded at Sanchez, and made a hasty departure. "Very nice, Jorge," Josie said sarcastically, shaking her head. "What?" Sanchez said, shrugging. "It's the truth. Dirk had 10 minutes on the job and the judge took his word over a training officer with 20 years' experience." "Not the point. You need to be more sensitive around Burke. You know he'll testify if Wright brings another lawsuit to get his job back. Burke can't have any misgivings about our attitude toward gays." "I've never said or done anything to discriminate against anyone," Sanchez said, seeming unconcerned. Josie sighed, annoyed she had to explain. "In your position, you should understand people like Burke. He's obviously scared," she said. "He had to go along with our decision because there was too much evidence, but he's going to be looking for a way to distance himself from us and stay off Wright's radar." "I've got a big mouth," Sanchez said with a forced smile. He was handsome and knew his good looks made most people overlook his deficiencies. Josie had to admit his cockiness was partly her fault for having taken him under her wing, encouraging, protecting, and mentoring him while he was a patrol lieutenant in Hollywood. She had recognized his natural leadership abilities and worked hard to help him promote. She might have been too successful in bolstering his self-confidence, which she feared had morphed into conceit and obstinacy. She was firmly committed to his successes, even though his gritty street cop attitude and stubbornness weren't always compatible with his role as a newly promoted command officer. When she was honest with herself, Josie knew she found it difficult to criticize him because she'd been accused by her boss of having similar traits. "You need to get back to West LA, or do you have time for lunch?" she asked. "Can't. Stu wants me to cover while he's at a Rotary meeting." Sanchez had made it clear to her on more than one occasion he didn't like his boss. Stuart Ames was an area captain like she was, but he had been in West LA Division only a year and was already prepping for the commander's test. He was promoted to captain from the chief's office, knew procedures and paperwork, but had very little time as a working cop. His subordinates sensed his lack of experience and, like Sanchez, didn't show him much respect. "He leaves you in charge a lot. That's a good learning experience for you." "It's torture working for him. It's not in his DNA to make a decision." "Then you make them," she said. "I would if I was working for you. You'd back me up, but not shaky Stu. Want me to walk you to your car?" "Why would I want that?" Josie asked, as they got into the ancient elevator in the Bradbury building. She loved this late 19th century Renaissance revival landmark, but knew internal affairs would be moving soon to a newer, cheaper place. Its decorative cast-iron interior, marble stairs, and atrium under a glass ceiling made all the hours she spent here tolerable. "In case Pumpkinhead is lurking on Broadway waiting for you to come out." She lifted the corner of her jacket and pointed to the badge on her belt. "This gives me the authority to protect myself. Smith & Wesson provides the means, so no, thank you. Besides, I don't think even Marvin would be stupid enough to confront the captain who just fired him. A review court would definitely frown on that." "You give him too much credit. He's plenty stupid," Sanchez said as they stepped off the elevator.